Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be looking at a band that I haven't heard before, but I have heard before. Confused? Now today I'm going to be looking at a band called The Gems. Now the Gems in and as of themselves I have never heard before, but the band is made up of 3 members of Thundermother. Now, Thundermother is a band I checked out, I'm going to say 4 years ago, when I checked out a song of theirs called Revival. And they had this sort of 80s rock / power metal-ish sort of sound to them. And they were pretty decent. It was an all-female band. And just a little bit ago, I got an email from Mona Lindgren, who was possibly, I think she was maybe the guitarist of the band. I'm not sure. Maybe she was the bassist. I can't remember. And she sent me an email and it said, hello, thank you for your great reaction videos on your YouTube channel. You did a reaction to a video of Thundermother Revival a few years ago. You may not have heard about it, but the guitarist, Philippa, fired singer Guernica Mancini, I apologise if I pronounced your name wrong, she fired her 4 months ago. Me, being Mona, and Emily, the drummer, did not approve of this, so we quit Thundermother as well. And we started a new band with the singer called The Gems. Now that is some solidarity right there. I like that. You know, guitarist turns around and fires a singer for whatever reason, and a reason wasn't given. And the other 2 members of the band went, I'm sorry, what? No, don't agree with that. So they went, right, we're going. I like that. You know, that is standing by your friends. That really is. That's really good. So she sent me a song and asked me to have a look at it. It's a track called Like a Phoenix. And it says, it's called Like a Phoenix, and we wrote about our experience of building everything up again and rising up stronger than before. So it seems very, very apt, you know. They were in this band, Thundermother, you know, they've been around for a while as far as I know, but then, you know, it all sort of fell apart when Philippa decided to unceremoniously fire the singer. So, you know, they had a relatively successful band that came to an end for whatever reason, and now they're starting all over again, running, as it were, like the proverbial phoenix. So I thought, you know what, when I looked at that track Revival, it was pretty good, and I never actually got back to checking out any more of their tracks, which I said I would, but I never did. So, you know, why the hell shouldn't we go and have a look at this one? You know, it's the same singer, it's 3 of the members of the original band, so let's have a look. I do have lyrics here, which I'm hoping are accurate, and yeah. So I've got a vague idea of what style of music I'm going to be looking at, so we'll just jump straight into it and see what we've got. So, Like a Phoenix by The Gems. Let's have a look.
Feel the pain. You feel that
There we go. Like a Phoenix by The Gems. And, you know, it was actually a pretty good song, you know, very energetic. And, you know, like I said, I kind of knew what to expect going into this. You know, they had that sort of 80s, early 90s sort of rock and roll sound, a little bit of power metal sort of thrown in there. Now, I remember when I checked out the Thunder Mother track that I said the singer had a great voice. You know, she had a very powerful, very rock / power metal voice. So why in the world the guitarist decided to fire her, I don't know. But I mean, this track itself, with the lyrics, it seems to be sort of a. It seems to be the sort of rock equivalent of a diss track. It's sort of highlighting, you know, what happened and how they're going to come back better than ever. Because it goes, you think I don't feel the pain. You fear that I run the game. You say I'm the one to blame. You think you're one of a kind. You fear I speak my mind. You say that I'm out of line. I've had enough. Let's light it up. That seems to say a whole lot in those first 6 to 8 lines. You know, so from the context of the lines, I mean, this might just be for the sake of the song, but this could also be what happened. So it says, you think I don't feel pain, you fear I run the game, you say I'm the one to blame. So this woman is getting blamed for anything and everything that's going wrong. It's like, you know, you think you're one of a kind. So it's like the person she's speaking to, possibly Philippa, I think it was, the guitarist that fired everybody. Yeah. You know, so she could be saying to Philippa, it's like, you think you're one of a kind, you think you're special, you think you're the unique element of this band, you think, you know, it all revolves around you, and you're blaming everything on me. It says here, you fear I will speak my mind. So it's like, you fear I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. Sort of like, you know, you think you're one of a kind, but I know you're not. And, you know, if you're going to act all high and mighty, I'm going to call you out on it. And it says there, you say that I'm out of line. So it's like every time the singer calls the other person out on their lies, out on their bullshit, out on their behaviour, you know, acting high and mighty and better than everyone, you know, she's then getting told that she's out of line for pointing out the faults in this person. And she's turned around and said, you know, I've had enough, you know, let's just get it over and done with. You know, I can't be bothered with this anymore. If you're going to carry on behaving like this, bye. And then it goes into the chorus. I fly away through open doors, higher than before. I leave the ashes on the ground, wingspan open wide, like a phoenix. So it's like, I fly away through open doors higher than before. So it's like, you know, I'm leaving, I'm gone, I'm exiting through that door. But the moment I leave there, I'm going to come out better than I was, you know. What we had together in this previous band, you know, it was good. We had a good band going together, but you've gone and ruined it. You know, you fired me and now the other two have turned around and taken my side. You know, they didn't think what you did was fair. So who's really in the wrong here? You know, so now upon firing me, you've essentially lost everything, but I'm carrying on better than before. You know, I'm going to leave the ashes of what you've destroyed behind me. I'm going to carry on with my sisters, as it were. You know, wingspan open wide, like a phoenix, reborn better than ever. Your tough luck. And I like that because, you know, when you hear something like this, you know, when you hear like a member of a band has what, and then bugger off with the person who was just fired, it does lead you to question the motives behind the person doing the firing. You know, was it like some personal grief? Did they just drum up some fake bullshit just as an excuse to get rid of this person? Or, you know, were they just constantly arguing with each other and, you know, this Philippa or whatever it was she putting all of the blame onto the singer? You know, everything that went wrong was the singer's fault regardless, you know, because it even says there, you know, you say I'm the one to blame. So obviously everything was getting laid upon the singer as her fault, regardless of whose it might have been. So, it does make you question, what was it that led the guitarist to do this? And, was she just being a selfish, bitter, and sort of self-centered person? I mean, it suggests that here. Anyway, it carries on. I can see clearly now. It's time that you take a bow. I won't stop until I hit the sun, burning up when the morning comes. Rise again, rise again, rise again. And it goes, I've had enough. Let's light it up. Then back into that chorus. Excuse me. Oh. Now, in this verse, I will say, I think the writing got a little bit sloppy here. When it says, I see clearly now. It's time that you take a bow. To me, that's kind of like, they wrote a line and went, I can't think of anything to rhyme with that. We'll just write it again. That's what it seems like. But it's like, I can see clearly now. It's time that you take a bow. So it's like, I stood with this band. I was part of this band for a while. We stood together. We fought. We argued. Maybe. We went through whatever it is we went through together. And up until this very point, I've been on your side. But now that you're laying all this blame on me, now that you're unceremoniously firing me for whatever reason it is that you've got, I can see that it's time for you to take a bow. I can see that it's time for you to walk away and sort of like, bye-bye. I'm not dealing with you anymore. It says, I won't stop until I hit the sun. So it's like, you tried to put me down. You tried to burn me out. You tried to kick me out. You tried to basically end my music career, but I'm leaving here and I'm shooting for the sun, and I ain't stopping until I hit the bloody sun. It says there, I won't stop until I hit the sun, burning up, and when the morning comes, like a phoenix, rise again, rise again, rise again. It's like, I will keep rising. No matter what obstacles put in my way, I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to come back bigger, better, and stronger than before, and you're not going to put me down. And so, I've had enough. Let's light it up. I fly away through open doors, higher than before. I leave the ashes on the ground, windspan and open wide, like a phoenix. So, the song itself has meaning. And, like I said, it almost sounds like a rock and roll diss track. Turning around going like, you tried to ruin me, but guess what? I've taken the rest of your band with me. Who's the fool now? You made a mistake in firing me. I would have stuck by you through thick and thin. We may have our differences, we may have our arguments, but we were a band. We did all these things together, and then you just turned around out of the blue and fired me for whatever reason. And upon making that mistake, the rest of the band came with me because they didn't agree with you. So, it has got a story behind it. And, I always say, I like a song with meaning. And, the performance was good. The music sounded really good. The vocals, again, she's got a very strong, very powerful voice. So pretty decent overall. I will say I'm not overly keen on the name of the band, though. The Gems. You go from something like Thunder Mother to The Gems. I mean, I suppose it almost fits the audio aesthetic of the band. They sound like they're sort of 80s, 90s rock. So I suppose it sort of fits in there. When you had bands like, Heart and, things like that, those sort of things. So I suppose in a way it might fit, but I don't know. The name of the band doesn't quite work for me. But, that's not for me to say or me to dictate. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not fond of the name. But in general, it was a pretty decent piece of music. I quite like it. So, yeah, good on them. I'm actually dead chuffed that, the band stood behind their singer, for whatever reason. She got fired for whatever reason by Philippa, and the band have, obviously looked at this and gone, hold up, and then gone off, and followed up with their friend, rather than this person who, for whatever reason, because for them to turn their back, because I don't know how long Thunder Mother were together, but for them to have been in a band together, and then that one person fire the other person, and the rest of the band go, that's wrong, there must be more to the story there, you know. But it's good that they stuck with their friend, and I really like that, and I really appreciate it. And, you know, the fact that they've gone on to go, right, we're going to make our own band, screw you, brilliant, I love it. So yeah, can't really think of anything else to say on that, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, maybe even subscribe if you haven't already, because it really would help me and the channel out. Because as it is, you know, most of the videos I produced this year are sort of just disappeared into the YouTube algorithm. You know, they're not getting suggested to anybody because people aren't liking or subscribing to the videos, you know. And, you know, I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, and just nobody's getting to see them. You know, I'm getting people sending me messages going, oh, I've only just found this video that I've been waiting for, and, you know, the video came out about 6, 7, 8 months ago, you know. So they're not getting to see the videos because they're just not coming up in suggestions, because no one's liking and subscribing. In fact, I think only about 9.5%, maybe 10% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed. You know, so if you could like and subscribe, you know, it doesn't cost you anything, takes a fraction of a second, and it really does help me out. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to leave that as it is. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.